The last few weeks, we've looked at what it looks like to follow Christ and get dirty. We've talked about the fact that if you're gonna follow Christ, you gotta get dirty, and that's just expected. We also looked at when you're getting dirty, sometimes it's a bit risky. But today, we're gonna get dirty again, and we're gonna have some fun doing it. Jesus seems to make things fun when we're actually following Him. So many people think that the Christian life, and when you're following Christ, it means that your life becomes suddenly like boring or predictable. And you know what? This is true for many Christ followers. All that ever happens is they show up to church and they never serve other people. And then they tend to wonder, why is this Christian life not so life-changing? We don't expect miracles these days. We don't expect God to use us. We don't expect it to be fun either. Therefore, a lot of us, we don't get dirty, we don't serve. And this isn't what Jesus had in mind. Let's look at the story when Jesus feeds 5,000 people. John 6:5 says, Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for Him. Turning to Philip, He asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" Have you ever picked up the check for one of your friends? You're standing in line, you're like, hey, I'm gonna get his food too. Or, maybe 2 friends, maybe 5 friends. Maybe you're a big spender. But can you imagine this day, 5,000 people? That's just absolutely crazy to me. He goes on to say in verse 8, then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd? Tell everyone to sit down, Jesus said. So they all sat down on the grassy slopes. The men alone numbered about 5,000. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and distributed them to the people. Afterward, He did the same with the fish. And they all ate as much as they wanted. Just think about what the disciples must have been feeling like that day. They saw a miracle happen right before their eyes. Sure, they were serving all day long, and they're probably a little wore out, but I can bet you they had a lot of fun doing it. One of my favorite trips that I ever went on and got to serve people was in New York City. We went to something called the New York City Relief Bus, and we served in New York City in some of the roughest areas for 3 days. When I say serve, I mean the fact that we were out there from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. all 3 days. It was so much fun because, I was having a blast doing it, hanging out with my friends, serving other people, and I knew I was doing exactly what God was calling me to do. And I knew that there was nothing in the world that I'd rather be doing than that right there. The truth is that we come alive when we go out and we serve other people and we get dirty doing it. And many of us, we go on mission trips. We go out and we serve other people with the mindset that we're going out there to impact their lives. The cool thing is that a lot of times when we're out trying to serve someone else and impact their lives, our lives are the ones that get impacted. We start to realize that it's better to serve other people than to be served. And we do this, and for me in my life, I can tell you guys this. Some of the best times I've ever had, some of the most fun that I've ever had has been when I've been out serving with my friends. John 10:10 says that Jesus came to give us life to the fullest. And that's why God sent Jesus here to serve us as an example so that we in turn would serve other people. And by doing this, we not only impact other people's lives, but our lives are forever changed too. Serving others is what Jesus expects. Serving others, that life is risky. And serving others is a life of fun. Now it's time. Get out there and serve.